first one is going to be more of a me topic because it's a sales one, but obviously.
Cool. Okay, that sort of slides in quite nicely to the last topic that I had noted down on my phone, which came from another conversation I actually had last week because all of these notes are from the conversations from last week, and it was talking about profitability. So, if we are spending money on advertising to generate a private function or private event sale, so let's, for example, say I own a brewery, and the brewery can do it's got space for private functions like birthday parties, corporate events, baby showers, whatever it may be. And they had the space and it was underutilized. So they wanted to get more people or more events within that space. And I said, look, you need to start running some ads to promote that space. And then you can see how many inquiries come from the back of your ads. And then you can see how many inquiries you need to close a deal. And then you can see I spent $200 on ads and I closed one deal for $2,000. And then the question was, hey, what if my cost of goods increase? Or what if my cost of advertising increases? Then I said, okay, well, how much profit do you make from a $2,000 sale? They said about $500. I said, okay, if your costs increase by $200, you might just need to increase the price by $200 to hold your profitability. So increase from $2,000 to $2,200. Very small increase, but maintains the profit margin. So it slides over to cost per acquisition quite nicely, but it's a concept not many people actually understand. And it is quite simple. Like, you probably have some thoughts about this.
Yeah. So, like, a big one is, hospitality operates on razor-thin margins a lot of the time. And so let's say you're selling a $1,000 function and you only have a 10% profit margin. You're only making $100. I guarantee that 95% of the time you could sell a $1,100 function to the same person and double your profit margin. So it's just as profitable as doing two. But you could triple your profit margin by charging an extra $200 instead of $1,000. You charge $1,200. And I think this just comes to people when they're selling or when they're pricing, they look to their market and see what other people are doing, and then sell at that price. When the reality is that most people who are buying a function have never bought a function before. They don't know how much it costs. So as long as you can over-deliver on what they're paying, you can charge whatever you like. So, we've got venues that might be charging $7,000 a function, and then a very similar venue might be charging $1,000 a function. And the venue that's charging $7,000 a function is always going to win because they can spend that money to acquire customers. They can spend that money to pay their staff more and hire better quality staff. They can spend that money to constantly over-deliver, and hence in the long term they end up winning. So just like a psychological thing when it comes to pricing is increase your prices, or at least play with the idea that you can increase your prices so that you can continue to over-deliver.
Yeah, I guess the fear of increasing your prices that people would say when they talk to us is like, yeah, if I increase my prices, people might not want to buy my stuff, and then I'll make no sales and we'll go out of business, which, I mean, it could happen. But if people are already paying let's say you're selling a $2,000 thing, increasing it to $2,200, that might double your profit margin depending on how you structure your margins and whatnot. But I guarantee probably not going to impact your sales at all. If you were going to double or triple your price, then you would probably start to feel some of those impacts, but an extra $200 or 10, 20, 30, 40% increase probably not going to do too much damage to the number of overall sales that you make. So don't stress about that. Just give it a go. You'll probably not feel any impact on your sales at all.